Having you? 31st of May on a Saturday. A little bit overcast at the minute, sun was out earlier. Week on from using the FLUKE X. A lot of folks in the comments have said keep us updated, so this is what I'll do. First impressions for me, looking at them through the wick and stuff, is they seem to be pinking up. Now somebody commented, I think it was on, I was either on here or I've had a conversation with somebody saying there's super verm in the mix. I looked, if I'm honest, I doubt. Now I've used super verm in the past and I know how harsh it is on the fish. Obviously there ain't going to be a dosage rate like there is normally when you use it neat. Super verm is basically a sheep de-licer, I think it is. They're pretty sheep dips and stuff, I believe. Like flubanol is a pig wormer. Consequential, don't know what they use that for other than fish. So there's a little bit of pinking going on, especially with the shearers I've noticed, but I've also got an issue with a tamasaba which I've had to take out the main pond. Maybe it's just one of them things with the tamasaba. I've had to put it in the sleeper pond because the sleeper pond's got salt in. So I've stuck it in there to see how it gets on and see if it calms down. It was all pink across the base of the dorsal fin, and it was pinking down the body. Looked like the anal fin had gone as well. So that wore a good thing. So I only noticed that yesterday, so I took it out yesterday. And I'll spin you around and I'll show you what else I've got a bit of an issue with, if the camera will pick it up, but I've got to get this one in the bowl in a minute. In general, they seem okay. There's still a little bit of flicking going on now. What you got to remember is I slightly overdosed with this by about 5 grams, which ain't massive, which ain't going to hurt nothing. We all know that. In general, they seem okay. There's a bit of pinking going on with the shearos, which I've noticed a bit of veininess, which wore there before, if I'm perfectly honest with you. The shearos that always seem to be okay. Is the one, so that's pinked up a little bit. That always seemed to be okay before. That was quite settled, that one. If anything pinked up, it was that one over there. And that one don't seem too bad. But the issue I've got, and I'll get it in the bowl in a minute, is with the kawaku down here. Now I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but that kawaku down there has got some proper heavy mucus on its head. I ain't saying this is down to the treatment. I ain't saying it's down to FLUKE X. It's really mucused up, and it almost looks like a QE, if you know where a QE is. So I've got to get that one in the bowl in a minute. I'll document that one a little bit more when I get it in the bowl. Now I don't get any footage of the tamasaba what I took out. Wish I had it on. But it was one of the red and white ones. And across the base of the dorsal, I noticed it was proper red. When I got it out, it was all pink down the body and so on. So obviously, like I said, that one's now residing in the sleeper pond in the salt. That's currently about 4.5, I think, of salt in there. But this kawaku's a little bit concerning. Like I said, I don't think the camera is really picking it up that well in the pond. But yeah. Other than that, generally everything else seems to be okay. So he's had one dose, which was, I think it was it Monday? It's now Saturday. So we'll see how we get on with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get that kawaku out and I'm going to give that kawaku a scrape. I'm going to scrape it over the head where all that mucus is as well, just to see what's going on. Because if anything's telling me there's something going on, it's that fish. There was a very slight little bit of mucus on it when I had it, but nothing like it is coming out now. It's almost doing like white spots, in all fairness. But yeah, it's proper building up. It's, like I said, if you know what a kui is, it's along that sort of lines. Other than that, like I said, in general, everything's okay. The odd flick, the odd flash. We all itch though, we all have a scratch. So I don't take it as general, but everything seems to be, everything's feeding great. I mean, I have noticed as well on this female, a bit of veining up going on. I come out the spawning pond, if you remember last week. I settled in lovely after. But there's a bit of veining, and if there is super firm in this mix, that's probably telling me as to why there's veining going on. The vent on that bloody shear now is properly protruding now. It's ready to go. There it is. We am sitting at 22. Well, you know, so might be wrapping a bloody spawning brush or two in here. While I'm on here as well, I'll just give a quick shout out to Nathan at Rod Baston Koi. Went over to see him on Monday last week. Had a chat about the spawning and stuff. He pointed me in the right direction, so well, I hope he pointed me in the right direction. So that always making me spend money I don't need to spend. But nice one. Cheers, mate, if you're watching this. Really appreciate it. A couple of beers behind the bar when I see you. So yeah, other than that, I'm going to get the scope out, get the net and the bowl out, and we'll see what's going on in here. Obviously I am only going to scrape the one fish. I'm going to get somebody else out and scrape that. Whether I document it or not, I don't know, because normally I'll just get my head down, get it done, and see how we get on. If I find anything on the scrapes, I'll let you know. Everybody's raving about this FLUKE X. It's working, I suppose, but time will tell. Catch you in a bit, haven't you? So in back, I've got the net and the bowl out, and I've bowled the kawaku up, which I'm a little bit concerned about. I'll spin you around, I'll see if we can get it on camera. So this kawaku's gone like this over the course of since Monday. It's had a very slight build-up of mucus on the head. I don't know if you can get it. It's me and my bloody camera work, look. I'm trying to hold the bowl at the same time, that's what it is. So it's got a very slight build-up of mucus. The one eye on the, as you look at it now, on the left hand side has gone cloudy, but I think that's with the mucus build-up as well. So you can see what it's looking like. It actually looks worse in person than what the camera's picking it up. There's a bit of a film of mucus down the body as well, and it's sulking. So that's over the course of this week since putting the stuff in. It was up feeding and everything before. The only one that was sulking before was the female, what I took out the sleepy pond, and it's alright now. It's up and about feeding and mucking in with the rest. But this kawaku does seem to be loving life at the moment. It'd be alright if the camera would focus on it, but you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this one a scrape, have a good look through this one, and then we'll get another couple out and have a look at them, and just a general overall, and see what's going on. No, it's never easy, is it? You know what I mean? I say this koi keeping looks nice and relaxing, but it really is. So if you're thinking of getting fish, expect some bloody issues. I seem to have more than most, if I'm perfectly honest with you, but there you go. Or at least I document everything I have. I know a lot of people out there have issues and they don't document it, but that's up to them. I'll sooner show you the good with the bad. So I'm gonna get the scrape out of this kawaku, and I'll snap back to you in a bit. Catch you later. First one on the slide. Oh, I'm at a bit of a loss with this one. Sorry about the camera work, but I'm at a bit of a loss with this one. See that green dot there? It's moving erratically. Now I'm at 400 times. Bloody stop now, I'll put the camera on it. I'm at 400 times zoom here. I can't figure out what it is. If anybody else can. Seeing everything black and white. I've done 2 scrapes on that kawaku. One across the top flank and one down the belly. And I found one fluke on 2 slides. Nothing else. One little dot which was moving erratically, but it wore a costia. I don't believe it was a costia. So I don't know if it was anything at all really to be concerned about. But I'm going to get another one out now, and I'm going to do another scrape on one. I don't really know which one to choose, if I'm honest, because everything else seems to be mighty fine. Now, I've had a conversation with Tony Barker. As you know, I had the fish off Tony, so of course just asking for his opinion really. I mean, I've had the fish a few weeks now. He seemed to think that it could be chlorine, or he's fish went like that when there was chlorine in the water, when he had a problem with chlorine coming through his tap. And Andy Finch helped him sort it out. Maybe, because if you think about it, I fitted the air source last week and I had to drop the pond twice. Now, even though it's going through a big blue, could still be chlorine in the water. Couldn't make sense. He reckons detox, 4 lots of detox sorted it out, so I might give that a chuck. I did give him some detox actually last week, so I might give him some more. I've got to get some as well. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna dig one out and give it a scrape. I might get that female out where I had in the sleeve, in the spawning pond last week. I might get that out because, as I said, her did sulk a little bit when I put her in. But it's up and about with the rest now, and it's sound of the pan. So we'll dig another one out. I'll take a scrape off it, and we'll see how we go. I'll do the flank and the belly on one scrape and see what's going on. But for one fluke, really eye concerning. It's good actually. Quite impressed. I knew that. Even though they scrape, I just know they're flukes before. Your fish will tell you when there's something wrong well at the end of the day. So yeah, see if I can get some of that where I can handle better, because I got absolutely soaked and I've got that kawaku out. And we'll take a punt on something else, so I'll catch you in a bit. You know when I said something easier to handle? Scrape number 2. And to be fair, that is on the second fluke I've seen. I've gone through this scrape once without a cover slip on. Because Mad Dog said that's how he does his, so I thought, well, I'll give it a go, but I couldn't see nothing, so I put the cover slip on. Now I'm seeing a fluke. Sorry about the camera skills. So literally across the slide, and there's fluke number 2. Still not concerning at the minute, but we have only just started to look at the slide. My next in bits, tell the verdict. I found 3 flukes on that slide. I hope you could see me, because I can't see out. Get my glasses on. So I found 3 flukes on that slide. I'm not concerned. Not with the numbers I found. That was a scrape across the flank of that female what come out the spawning pond. So yeah, it's just when a product is sold saying it'll eradicate stuff, and it do eradicate stuff. Now this is by no means a criticism to the people who make this product, which is Vetar. They've got to be very careful on the wording, because when you say eradicating it, you're eradicating it's gone. But it might knock it back to comfortable numbers for the fish, or more comfortable numbers for the fish. It do eradicate stuff. Like I said, I've got that little dot. I'll put that on here as well. I had to go in 400 times to try and figure out what it was, and I still couldn't figure it out. Mad Dog reckons there's 2 types of costia. I've only ever seen one, so I can't argue with that. So I'm going to send the footage over to him. He's going to have a look. But yeah, as I said, that slide I've just gone through, I went through it without a cover slip on. Couldn't see a thing, not a thing on it. Put the cover slip on, even the mucus out, and then I found 3 flukes. I expected to find 4, but I found 3. So my verdict on this product is yes, it probably does do what it states. Well, not what it states, but what it says it's going to do. We're only a week in, still got to get time. Normally with the other stuff I'd be retreating now, but I can't really be doing that with this one, because we don't know, you know what I mean. And if you've got super vermin as well, super vermin's harsh on the fish. So yeah, food for thought now. I found 4 flukes on 3 slides. I found 4 flukes, which don't concern me one bit. Now, unless I could start scraping other fish and finding other flukes, you know, I'm being petty then, eh? Normally you'd probably get 2 fish out like I've done and scrape them. Which, like I said, in general they're fine. I mean, I'm even up feeding while the bowl's floating around in the bloody pond, so generally they're fine. The kawaku, like I said, I've had a conversation with Tony, so I'm going to try to see if we can address that. The only thing is he's putting detox in at the minute. Is he going to kill the fluke treatment off? I don't know. So I don't really want to. I found blurred, or is it just my bloody eyes? Don't know. Have I got something on me Might be something on my lens, hang on. I don't know, it might just be my eyes. I sure. But there you go, if it's blurred I apologise. Don't know why it's blurred. So yeah, there you go. So like I said, look at them under the net taking food off the top now. We'll see how we go, but I've got a couple of fish, a couple of problem fish. As I said, the one Tamasava's in here. He's all pink. It's pink and white. He's actually down there now, you can't see him, but he's down here. There he is. Well, I found he's blurred, eh? Oh, that's the glass, I suppose. There he is down there, look. Whether the salt's helping him out a little bit, I don't know, I hope so, but let's see how that goes. So I'll leave it there for now. I'm going to get the stuff back to white. Try scraping now more, because otherwise I'm just being petty. And I don't want to be petty, I want to be honest. And it's like I said, my honest review at the moment, a week in I suppose, or near as damn it. 5 days in. It looks okay at the minute. Just got to address the Kawaku issue. And if it's what Tony Barker thinks it is, where he's starting to chlorine, we'll detox the pond and we'll see how we get on with that. There you go. Thanks for watching. Of course, here. I don't know if my phone's blurred or what, but it's all there with my bloody office. So I'll catch you all in a bit. Cheers for watching. Mr. Magoo. Hi. Yeah. Still Saturday. A bit later on in the day. I've been over to my mother's. And what I've done is, I don't know if you recall, I've got a tub over there, what was a bit of an experiment. Well, it's getting too much for my mother to cope with it needing cleaning out and the filters blocking up, and it's half empty in the tub out, and then there's only finding it, so I'm constantly topping up the water. So I said, what I'll do, I'll come over and shut it down. Now I've got the fish in the bowl, so I'll show you what's come out of it. They ain't done very well, they ain't done the best, but it is what it is. So I'll show you these. It was just an experiment. They ain't growed much. They ain't growed much. Got a couple of Kajakus in there. That one's probably done the best. That's around about 26, 27. And the others have just totted along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 2. I've lost 2 while I've been in that tank. But I'm sure you'll agree, they look in good condition. There's no marks, nothing on them. That's all. You know, just nothing at all. And all these have done is sit in a 128 gallon tank, even over the winter, with that little 3-tier shower going on it. And they've done alright, but I've had to break it down because it's too much for my mother to cope with now. And I've decided that they can come over here and reside in the sleeper pond for the time being. And we'll see how they get on. That Kawaku ain't looking too good. They don't look like he's travelled very well, but he might liven up when he's in here. So there you go. That one's gone okay. Colours ain't the best. They've only been fed on cheap food anyway, so coppins. So we'll see what happens now. Get them in here. I'm sitting in their own water, and obviously some of mine. So I'll give them 5 or 10 minutes because their water's a little bit colder. So I'll let the temperatures come up and we'll see how they get on. Catch you in a bit, Aid. Yeah, as you join me in the shed. I'm laughing because I just had a bit of fun. Well, I wouldn't say it was fun. I'm up the shed this morning just messing about, doing things. It's Sunday, by the way, Sunday the 1st of June. So has some of it officially landed today? Don't know. But anyway, come up the shed messing about. And over the last few weeks I've noticed the wasp come in when the lights are on, and then I'll turn them off and it'll go out and whatever else. Never took no notice until today, and I see some little wasps about because I actually put like on one of my tools up here, and I see the wasp, and there was a nest. Where am I? Up the side of that fuse board there. So I've had some fun. I've got the litter picker, got it up there, ragged the nest out. As you can see, there's little bits of nest everywhere. Them the actual grubs out the nest, and good for the fish actually then. Part of the nest there. Here's some other bits on here, look. So of course, as you can imagine, once I've ragged that nest out, all the wasps have gone berserk. There's one there, look, little shit. So I've come in with a fly killer then. get it a good dosing with fly killer, and we've got rid of them. And my missus being my missus says, should have waited till tonight. Why? Because she could have got the queen. I don't give a shit, the queen's flew off. Yeah, but it's going to nest somewhere else, and that's my problem. You know what I mean? But I ain't bothered, they've gone now. I don't like wasps. I don't know if I've ever been stung by a wasp. When I ragged the nest from up there, as I looked through the door, one come flying straight at my head, and it's like, you know, I'm obviously going to attack like mad, but yeah, I've got squash grubs, wasp grubs all over my floor now. So that's some more. What are you going to last? There's a little wasp in here now. Wondering what's going on. Where's everything gone? Ooh. And I got the bloody fly killer here now. Looks like squatting him. Tell you what, turn the light off and he'll come out in a sec. I hope. He wants to know where all his mates have gone, and he's green. So there you go, Sunday morning antics. I was messing with the fence, just putting the bits in the middle of the fence. Started doing that, but that soon went by the way. Happy days. Catch you in a bit. Yeah. It's Tuesday. I've just looked at it. 3rd of June. Tuesday the 3rd of June. Nothing's happening really. I went shooting last night, so nothing really happened at all in the garden. I've done a water change on these tonight. They look for food. I thought that was getting a little bit sexy time. So I put a brush in here, you know, when I bought them ones from my mother's, and I put them in here. And I thought that was having a little bit of sexy time, but nah, nothing materialised. So I'll give them a little bit of food. And then I'll take an handful out of here. Watch these. They already know me, look. Here's them at 22. There you can do it now, shit bags. They're normally clambering over each other. So I'll put on full in, and I've still got the feeder going as well. And I'll just mop that up now. There's 3 fish in here sold, like I said, which is the big goshki, the 2 goshkis over there together, and the asagi, wherever that is. Oh, that's down here. Such a placid fish that asagi is. They'll get involved with nothing. It waits for them to have the food, and then it'll sort itself out then. Kawaku looks a lot better. I don't know if I documented the stuff on its head, but it looks a lot better, to be fair. Give this a dose of detox day before yesterday, which would have been Monday, I hope. Bloody cat on the roof. And it seems to have calmed it down a little bit, I suppose. That's if the detox was done it. But yeah, I'm looking sound in here now, to be fair. I have noticed that there's still a bit of flicking going on, nothing major. And everything seems to be okay. Still a bit pink on the sheros. Still a bit of pink showing in the veins of them. But in general, everything seems to be okay. I are scraped again, don't need to. Here's the female what was sulking. It's just gone 9 o'clock here, and it's a lovely time of night. This is always a great time of night to come up and feed the fish. Hello, Bob. Bob. Gay Sankey, that is. Just looks gay. Just looks gay to me. But everything's okay. Everything's fine. So I just thought I'd check in and say hello. As I said, went shooting yesterday, so I did nothing with the fish at all. Had a bit of a leak in here today. where it comes off the main pump and splits into the air source. Notice that was dripping, so tightened up the as you know that's run on flexi pipe in there for the air source. So I tightened up the Jubilee clip. What was not on the flexi pipe itself, but it was where the hose connector went into the 1.5" rubber, if that makes sense. So I tightened that up, it went faster. Tightened up again, it went faster still. I thought, yeah mate. Turn it all off. Put a new house tail in. Put a solvent welded a piece of 1.5" collar on there, just to strengthen it up. Put it all back together. Sound as a car. Tail leak in there. They're fucking sound as well, to be fair. Still got to sort out what's going on in here and what I'm keeping and what I'm losing or what I'm getting rid of, whatever. As I said, when I put them in from over my mother's, the Kajaku, I felt the one actually when I put it in, the Deutsche Kajaku, the gills was proper rough on it, and I couldn't believe it. I thought, well, these are old enough. They might just be 2 years old, and they was all over a shower when I put them in. So I thought, oh, there's going to be a bit of sexy time going on here, you know. But nothing happened, nothing materialised, which is just the way it is this year for me, I think. Nice fish in here though. I'm just dousing much of them. Here's the show what that was all over with the jacket. So there you go. I did check the gills on the males in there as well on Saturday when I had the bowl out and I was doing the scraping stuff. Check them, and they am starting to feel a little bit rough. So I think I was just too early. Nathan said I was too early anyway at Rodbaston. So as you can see, here's the spawning brush. That's the one I had in the sleeper pond, but nothing materialised. So I'll leave it here. We're going on a road trip the weekend, I believe. Over to the koi collection. There's an open day there. So whether I'll get this up before then, I don't know. But I'm getting bit again. Right, I'm gonna go. Catch you later. In a bit, 8.